UH System Chancellor and UH President Renu Khator spoke to alumni, corporate partners, and current UH Bauer students at the breakfast, discussing the University of Houston and Bauer College's accomplishments.
Great universities are built by great communities. You make that community and you make it twice over because you are not just part of this community, you are also an alumni. So if anything has happened to the University of Houston, it has happened because of you. It has happened because of your commitment, because of your vision, because you decided to build the university. People didn't think that was possible in 2009 when the legislature passed the Tier 1 bill. They didn't think anybody would come for 7 to 10 years to ask for money that they put aside on that bill. But guess what? In 2 years, we were back there and saying, we made all the requirements. We fulfilled every condition that you put, and now we need the money. And there it is in their testimonies when they were just baffled, the senators, and basically said, we thought nobody is going to need the money. We won't have to fight this battle for 7 to 10 years. But once you give a challenge, we can meet it. What does it mean to be nationally competitive? We want to be nationally competitive in research because think about it. Universities really are in the business of knowledge. I mean, we are a business and we are in business of knowledge. We create knowledge. We store knowledge, we disseminate knowledge, and we apply knowledge. Those are the 4 functions we do. Research universities do all of these 4 functions within their business, but many other universities only do 2. For instance, the teaching institutions will only be teaching, they won't be creating knowledge, and they won't be storing knowledge. We have an obligation to do all of these because we are a comprehensive university. We are a research university, and there are 4,800 universities in the nation. Only 200 are labeled as even research universities, and there are very few, less than 100, that are counted in that Tier 1 classification. So we are among that 100 out of those 4,800 universities, and we have grown fastest than anybody else in the nation in the last 3 years. Being nationally competitive for us also means providing services, support to students that is totally of Tier 1 quality so that they can graduate with the global skills, the national skills, so that they can be leaders in this world. I keep saying, I'm not happy. If you say I'm going to survive in this global economy, no, survival is not part of Cougar's blood. So it's not, it's the leaders. We want you to be creators, thinkers, innovators. We want you to lead this world and solve the problems. And that's why it is important for us to pay attention to what is happening to that education piece. We are admitting different kind of students now because I don't want to have students come to the university, face the Tier 1 faculty. 99% of your faculty, the University of Houston, has come from Tier 1 institution. They know what Tier 1 is, and they are not about ready to dilute their teaching and their expectations. Which means if you can't survive, they basically say, why did you admit this student? We want to make sure we graduate more and more students with University of Houston degree, but they may come different ways to us. They may come from community college, they may come from transferring from other sister institutions within the system, or they may come as freshmen. But if they come as freshmen and they say we are full-time, we want them to graduate on time. We want to support them. That's why we are building residence halls. Right now, we have more beds on campus than the entire population of Rice University. Right now, we are in the middle of $800 million construction program, so to speak. We have already finished $200 million. You can see the buildings on campus. We are in the middle of another $220 million. We are in the design phase of another $200 million. And none of this counts our stadium and the basketball arena program now. And now, you know, with the trying to go on the national stage, we'll build that too. I mean, we will build that as well. Our admissions standards are increasing as well. And by 2014, each year they are taking up. And by 2014, we will have same admission standard that is for UT in Austin. And people argue with me, say, well, isn't this university made for working class men and women? Yes, of course it is, made for working class men and women. Don't you think the working class men and women deserve absolutely the top-notch best education? I came to this country 18 years old with no knowledge of English. If somebody would have drawn a border around my abilities and said, that's all she can do, I wouldn't be standing where I'm standing today. We cannot limit, absolutely cannot limit where people can reach regardless of what background they come from. And therefore, it is important, if this is a university for working class men and women, then it is more important that we provide pathways, but we expect from them so that they can graduate here and compete against the best in the world, because we know after they graduate, they are not going to get any opportunity for giving any excuses. Sorry, I can't do this. My math is weak because I did this and this. No, no excuses in that global economy, and you know better than anybody else. We got to expect more, because I know our young people have that in their heart, in their minds. They will rise up to the expectation if we have the courage to expect more. Every little thing counts. I'm not saying that we put all our eggs in one basket, but excellence everywhere. That's how we need to operate. And that's what I keep telling people, that one thing we have to do, and that is separate excellence from mediocrity. As long as you do not differentiate between the two, you're never going to become excellent. And that has been my challenge to the professors, which has been the hardest, as you can imagine, because everybody thinks that they are the best, right? And they are the best. But my question to them is, how is it possible that you can be tier 1 professors individually, and together you are tolerating a tier 3 university? In the US News and World Report, we are in tier 2. In research now, we are in tier 1. We got to take us out of that tier 2 and get into the tier 1, because I surely don't want to see our name on that second list. But this is a great college. You bring us so much credibility in the local community, in the state community, and as well as national community. Your entrepreneurship program being ranked #1, I don't have to worry about standing up anywhere. I was at the US-India Summit just last week, along with Hillary Clinton and her counterpart from India, and I stand up there and I say, you know, we've got the #1 ranked entrepreneurship program. Can you imagine what kind of credibility I get? Today, I can tell you the best brand is the Cougar brand, because we are changing what is happening to higher education. We are the prototype of America. We are today what America is going to be 10 years down the road, 20 or 30 years down the road. What happens here has a huge stake for higher education in general and for America as well. So we are in the front line. We have to do things right, as a lot is on our shoulders. Bauer College has an absolutely beautifully supportive culture for students. And that makes the college so special. That's why you all are here today, because you got treated well.